Long before the arrival of Europeans, the vast lands of modern-day Argentina were home to diverse indigenous groups. Archaeological evidence suggests that humans first arrived in Patagonia over 13,000 years ago. These early inhabitants were hunter-gatherers, adapting to the varied environments of the Pampas, Patagonia, and the Andes. In the northwest, the Inca Empire extended its reach into Argentina, leaving a lasting impact on local cultures. The Pampas region was dominated by groups like the Tehuelches, known for their hunting prowess and use of horses. Further south in the harsh landscapes of Tierra del Fuego, the Yamana people developed unique skills for navigating the icy waters and surviving in one of the world's southernmost regions. These indigenous groups developed distinct cultures, languages, and social structures, shaping the human landscape of Argentina for millennia. However, the arrival of Europeans in the 16th century would irrevocably alter the course of Argentine history. The encounter between these two worlds, with vastly different cultures and technologies, had profound and lasting consequences. The indigenous populations of Argentina faced displacement, disease, and cultural disruption as European colonization took hold. Spanish explorers, driven by the quest for gold and glory, first reached the Rio de la Plata in the early 16th century. Juan Díaz de Solís explored the river in 1516, claiming the territory for Spain. Early attempts to settle Buenos Aires, like Pedro de Mendoza's expedition in 1536, faced fierce resistance. In 1580, Juan de Garay established a permanent settlement at Buenos Aires. This marked the beginning of Spain's colonial presence in Argentina. The late 18th and early 19th centuries were a time of upheaval and revolution in the Americas. Inspired by Enlightenment ideals and the American Revolution, Spanish colonies rose up against colonial rule. The British invasions of Buenos Aires in 1806 and 1807 ignited Argentina's independence movement. The May Revolution of 1810, sparked by Napoleon's invasion of Spain, marked a turning point. On May 25, 1810, Buenos Aires deposed the Spanish viceroy and established the Primera Junta. This event is commemorated annually as a national holiday in Argentina. José de San Martin, a brilliant military strategist, played a pivotal role in leading the fight for freedom. The formal declaration of Argentine independence on July 9, 1816, in the Congress of Tucumán was a momentous occasion. It marked the culmination of years of struggle and sacrifice. However, the path to nationhood proved to be complex and challenging. Internal divisions between centralists, who favored a strong national government, and federalists, who advocated for greater provincial autonomy, led to decades of political instability and conflict. The Constitution of 1853, largely influenced by the ideas of Juan Bautista Alberdi, a prominent Argentine political theorist, laid the foundation for a federal republic. It established a system of government that sought to balance the powers of the central government with those of the provinces. The Constitution, with later amendments, remains in effect today, a testament to its enduring principles. The latter half of the 19th century witnessed significant efforts to consolidate national unity and modernize the country. Domingo Faustino Sarmiento, another towering figure in Argentine history, served as president from 1868 to 1874. He championed education as a key to progress and implemented reforms to promote economic development and social change. Section 5. Prosperity and Progress, Argentina's Golden Age. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked a period of unprecedented economic growth and prosperity for Argentina. This era, often referred to as the Golden Age, saw the country emerge as one of the wealthiest in the world. Several factors contributed to this remarkable transformation, including vast natural resources, a favorable global economic climate, and a surge in European immigration. Argentina's fertile Pampas region became a breadbasket for the world, producing vast quantities of wheat, corn, and beef. The development of refrigerated shipping allowed for the export of Argentine meat to distant markets, further fueling economic growth. The influx of European immigrants, primarily from Italy and Spain, provided a much-needed labor force and contributed to the country's cultural diversity. The Argentine government invested heavily in infrastructure, particularly railroads, to connect the country's vast interior with its ports. Foreign investment, particularly from Britain, poured into Argentina, financing railroads, ports, and other key infrastructure projects. The country's economy boomed, and its cities, especially Buenos Aires, experienced rapid growth and modernization. Section 6. The rise of Perón, populism, and political change. The global economic depression of the 1930s had a profound impact on Argentina, as it did on many other countries. The collapse of international trade and the decline in commodity prices hit Argentina's export-oriented economy hard. This economic crisis led to social unrest and political instability, paving the way for the rise of new political movements. In this context of economic hardship and political uncertainty, Juan Domingo Perón emerged as a transformative figure in Argentine history. A military officer with populist appeal, Perón rose to prominence during a period of military rule. He served as Secretary of Labor and Social Welfare, a position from which he implemented policies that resonated with the working class. Perón's policies, which came to be known as Peronism, emphasized social justice, economic nationalism, and industrialization. He championed the rights of workers, implemented social welfare programs, and nationalized key industries. His wife, Eva Duarte de Perón, known as Evita, played a crucial role in his rise to power. Evita was a charismatic figure who championed social justice and became an icon of Peronism. Section 7. Turbulent times, military rule, and the Dirty War. The Perón era, marked by both progress and authoritarian tendencies, came to an end in 1955 when a military coup overthrew Perón and forced him into exile. This marked the beginning of a turbulent period in Argentine history, characterized by alternating periods of military and civilian rule, political instability, and economic challenges. The period from the mid-1950s to the early 1980s was marked by a series of military coups, political repression, and economic mismanagement. The military, often intervening in the name of restoring order and combating perceived threats from the left, suspended constitutional rights, persecuted political opponents, and imposed harsh economic policies. The most tragic and darkest chapter in this period was the Dirty War from 1976 to 1983. During this time, a brutal military dictatorship, known as the National Reorganization Process, waged a campaign of state terrorism against its own citizens. Thousands of people suspected of being left-wing activists, intellectuals, students, and union leaders were disappeared, tortured, and murdered. This is Section 8 of Fragile Democracy Argentina in the late 20th century. The horrors of the Dirty War and the country's deepening economic crisis led to a growing clamor for a return to democracy. In 1982, the military government, seeking to bolster its waning legitimacy, made the fateful decision to invade the Falkland Islands, or Islas Malvinas, a British overseas territory claimed by Argentina. The ensuing Falklands War ended in a humiliating defeat for Argentina, further discrediting the military regime and hastening its demise. In 1983, democratic elections were held, marking a turning point in Argentine history. Raúl Alfonsín, the candidate of the Radical Civic Union, a centrist party, won a resounding victory. Alfonsín's government faced the daunting task of rebuilding the country after years of dictatorship, human rights abuses, and economic mismanagement. One of Alfonsín's most significant achievements was establishing the National Commission on the Disappearance of Persons, or CONADEP, to investigate the crimes of the Dirty War. The Commission's report, Nunca Más or Never Again, documented the horrors of the dictatorship and helped bring perpetrators to justice. Section 9. Challenges and Opportunities Argentina in the 21st Century. As Argentina entered the 21st century, it faced a complex set of challenges and opportunities. The country continued to grapple with the legacy of its turbulent past, including economic instability, social inequality, and the need to strengthen democratic institutions. However, there were also signs of progress and resilience. The early 21st century saw Argentina experience a severe economic crisis in 2001, which led to social unrest and political upheaval. The crisis forced the country to default on its debt and led to a devaluation of its currency. The government implemented a series of austerity measures which sparked protests and highlighted the challenges of addressing deep-seated economic problems. Despite these challenges, Argentina has made strides in consolidating democracy, promoting human rights, and addressing social inequality. The country has taken steps to strengthen its judicial system, promote transparency and accountability, and address past human rights abuses. Argentina has also become a leader in the region on issues such as same-sex marriage and gender identity. Section 10. A Nation's Story: Reflections on Argentina's Past and Present. Argentina's history is a complex and often contradictory tale, marked by periods of remarkable progress and prosperity, as well as times of profound crisis and turmoil. From its indigenous roots to its colonial past, from its struggle for independence to its experience with dictatorship and democracy, Argentina's journey has been shaped by a multitude of factors and events. Understanding Argentina's history is essential for comprehending the complexities of the present. The country's past continues to shape its identity, its politics, and its place in the world. The legacy of the Dirty War, the challenges of economic instability, and the ongoing quest for social justice are just some of the issues that continue to resonate in contemporary Argentina. Despite the challenges it has faced, Argentina remains a country of immense potential. Its rich cultural heritage, its talented people, and its vast natural resources provide a foundation for a brighter future. As Argentina moves forward, it will need to draw upon the lessons of its past, both positive and negative, to build a more just, equitable, and prosperous society for all its citizens.